Hi guys, welcome to the episode 1 of the data mining coding session series. Um, Data mining is not starting at this video, it's just me starting a series to continue the functionality of data mining. Okay, so what I want to work on related to this topic is the following. Today we have data mines, okay, with two different type of bots: sensor bots and indicator bots. Okay, you can also have plotters on it. So this is another example. Master data mine has these indicator bots and these plotters. Okay, so that's what we have now. And what is an indicator? An indicator in superalgos is a process that is going to transform one data set into another data set. So more specifically, an indicator is is a bot that is looking at a certain market of a certain exchange that is going to be making this transformation, but never getting out of the context of a certain market. So for instance, if I have here, I'm not sure why this is running, but if I have here this indicator, resistance and support, okay, this is based on the indicator called candles volumes here, okay, and this task is related to the BTC USDT market, okay, of the Binance exchange. All right, so this is pointing to that market, to that exchange. That means that this indicator bot is going to extract from or calculate based on the candles of the Bitcoin USDT market at Binance and produce the resistance and supports for that market. Okay, what an indicator cannot do is to look at other markets of other exchanges. Okay, it has access though to all the time frames of that market. So it might produce information based on the time frames on other charts of the same market, but not other markets or other exchanges. So I'm not going to make an upgrade of the concept of indicator. I'm just going to create a new type of bot, okay, that I'm going to call the study bot. So a study is just a concept that I'm going to use to define the type of bots that are able to create, to transform data based on the information of any market at any exchange and condense it into a data set still of a particular market exchange. Okay, so if this were a resistance and support study bot instance, that would mean that I would be able to uh, create an output data set, but based on anything that I can find almost at any market with no limits. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So Where do we start? Well, it's not going to be a simple task, believe me. It's going to be kind of difficult problem to solve, and it's going to take probably many videos of this series until I can complete this task, okay? But I will start first at the user interface, probably, getting all the icons and stuff and definitions that I would need for in order for this concept to exist. When I have everything set up at the user interface, I will move to the task server and see how we write the code for this type of bot, study bots. Okay, so let's jump in. The user interface. Let's open this. I will adjust this to this size that it looks better. Okay. So let me explore a little bit the projects folder and the data mining project and which are the schemas we have here. But probably, okay, as I can see here, or as you can see here, uh, all the definitions of bots, well, the definition of indicator bot is here. I will switch directly to Visual Studio because I'm going to open those files. So we are talking about data mining and in particular schemas, ABB schema. And here we have the indicator bot, but it's not the same that this one. This is an indicator bot instance, okay? And I bet that this definition is still at the Foundations project, that is the original project where everything was originally defined. So if we take a look at this, Foundation schema, ABB schema, we will have somewhere over here indicator bot instance. Okay, we have three different definitions with indicator. I'm looking for this because we need to replicate this, and in order to have the study bots, okay? So indicator function, I don't even know where is this. So indicator bot instance is this one. Indicator function, let's do a search of this. There's no node at the workspace with that definition. And there is no definition about this either, so there is no. It's probably something that was used before and now it's not used anymore. Oh no, I know what it is. It's when you want to create dynamic indicators. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. This one. Indicator process instance, then what is this? Okay, this looks like something that you might find at a data mine. So the name of this was indicator process instance. I cannot see any of this. Let's see if we can find one. Indicator process instance. Okay, there are some of these guys. Okay, yeah, here they are. An indicator bot has indicator process instances. There are these guys here. And each of these one represents a process inside the bot that are going to be running at the task server. Okay, so we have this guy too. So essentially I need to replicate indicator bot instance and indicator bot process instance from here. Indicator function, we don't need this. And from here, indicator bot. Okay. So let's work to have this done. So I'm going to create a new file here. I'm going to call it studybot. Studybot.json. Not studyboy, studybot. Okay, so for this studybot, we are going to use this as a template. And wherever we have indicator, we will have study. Okay, so what do we have here? A configuration, add process definition, add product definition, the delete, attaching rules to the data mine. Okay, and these are the children, processes and products. Okay, So I'm going to put this out, and these two guys I'm going to put it down here, so I can work without this bothering me. So I need to find this guy, process definition, because this is one of my children, so they need to know that I am one of their parents. Okay, so this should be here. Process definition. Okay, and the other guy was product definition. Okay, so this guy should have here indicator. Very good. I'm going to replace, no, not replace, no, of course not. But I'm going to add here the parent that is going to be study bot. And the process definition is going to have here study bot. Okay, so the problem of having these guys, these two type of children, is solved. Now we need to go to this node parent, that is the data mine. Okay, fortunately we have this here, and we need to be able to add a study bot. And also probably here we need to be able a data mine to have study bots and study bot. Okay, so another thing that we will do is to get an icon for this. We will use, as always, a beautiful Bitcoin icon as a placeholder. So we are at data mining, icons, study bot. There it is. Okay, so my guess is that the study bot at the data mine is solved with this. So I'm going to refresh and just verify that we have done something already. That we can commit Okay. Okay. So let's try what we did. Well, we have here add studybot, and we have a studybot that can have a process definition, a product definition, and inherits all the other stuff that all these guys could have, which is very good. Okay, but it's a new type of bot. It's a study bot. Okay, so we can say that study bot we can commit this. Okay, next thing is here. We need a study bot instance to exist and study process instance too. So we will come here and we will close this stuff. So this guy is here. I will create then and I will call this study bot instance JSON, and we'll put it here. And also I have indicator process instance that is going to be study process instance. Okay, so from indicator bot instance I'm going to use it as a template for this. Not here but here, and this other one I'm going to use it as a template for this. So we will replace indicator bot instance by study. And in this case also we have here and here will replace by study. Okay, so let's analyze this. The parent of this guy, okay, the children is the new guy, and we already have it set here and here, so everything should be okay. But the parent of this is a task, so we need to find task. Task, you can create an indicator, but you also should be able to create a study. Study here and study here. Study and study. Perfect. Now we have the parent solve. Now let's see the children of this. This is the parent. This has two children, process and time frame filter. The process is this guy, but the time frame filter, we have to fix this because now this can be used also as a study. Okay, so we fix this joint. Then we have the process. The process doesn't have any children, so it's easier. Okay, so I guess that's it on the definition side of things. So the next thing I'm going to do is to look for the icons that I need. I will need them at the foundations project. In this case, it has really a lot of icons. So here there are indicator process instance, indicator bot instance. So I'm just going to add it here. Okay, so studied bot instance. And study process instance. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I guess that is the definitions part needed to be able to have this new type of bot here. So let's refresh this and try it out. Okay, so let's see if we can create a new task. Other task, add bot instance, add study bot instance. Okay, there is something at the study bot instance menu. It looks like the icon is not good. Study. So I don't know, maybe it was just the icon that was not good because I don't see anything bad here. Study process instance. Okay, so let's save this and restart again. Okay, so let's go. Okay, add process instance. Now it looks better. Okay, and this can see the different node it can attach to. So it looks good to me. So this is the second task done. So bot instance and bot process instance definitions implemented. Okay, very good. Okay, so then what's next? We don't usually manually create this stuff. This is done by the install process. Okay, so we need to see how we're going to modify the install process, the install market I'm talking about here, so that it includes the study bots that are present at a data mine. Okay, So to do that, what I'm going to do is the following. I know all of that is part of the foundation project, install market. So I'm going to come here, foundation, UI, and I am going to open a Visual Studio Code from there so that the search of the scope of my search is only unconstrained to that point. Um, so in here, I'm going to search for the word indicator. Okay, because every place where we have an indicator mentioned is potentially a place where we should have also this kind of new type of bots, okay? Study bots. So the first one, data storage functions. All the bots of data my references, and for each bot we will create a bots product node. Okay, so we are not going to modify only the installed market. We are going to modify everywhere at the UI where we are dealing with indicators, and that might be many other procedures. Okay, so the only way to do this is to search for all the places where we are using indicators. So this is the work we have to do. Okay, so this one is done. Dependency filters. Okay, a dependency filter is a list of indicators. A strategy depends on that is later used to filter on the function will scan a node branch looking for the code property, blah blah blah. Okay, it mentioned the word indicators. We're going to add and studies. So this is just a comment, but also a good idea to keep it up to date. So we save this too. Then here there is a lot of stuff. So we'll solve first the small ones, like this plotter.js. We need to wait until there is a file cursor available, or maybe this indicator does not produce data for the current time frame. Okay, there is no mention to an indicator here besides comment. Sorry. I'm going to say this or study. And we're going to say indicator or study because both of them can be plotted now. We just don't know. And by the way, let me just check. Let me just check that we don't have here. Um, when we say we can add a study, okay, I was thinking about the relationship between the bot and the plotters, but it's through the product. So nothing to worry for now. Okay, let's go back to the list. So editor page. What is this? So at plotters, we are done. We can save, then editor page. So it seems that here we are creating an array of well, we will add the study bots. I'm not sure that this array is going to be there. Most likely yes, even if the node existed from before. But we can do a test of that quite easily. For example, if we come here, go to this guy, and we go Control Alt Shift F12, then F12. Then we will have at the browser's console, nothing. F12. What is going on here? We have a filter. Okay, at the browser console, yes, we have an empty array. Even if there is none, the array is still empty. That means this is not going to produce an exception. So we are good here. We can save this, and this editor page is done. Then we go to the condition editor. Mhm. Well, the condition editor is something that I don't think is very much used today. Okay, but this is talking about just the icon. Here we have the same situation where we are going to add the study icon, study bots. So we have the discover. Then there is something here at layer JS. We have an indicator bot here. Study bot. And here we will add a line for study bots. Okay. Okay, so layer, we have this change and we have this change. Okay, so now we have two bigger files with many modifications. Okay, we have many different stuff here. We have to go through all of them one by one. So here we will have study. Study. Study bot. Then study bot instance. Okay, here we have one more. Okay, okay, this is the last one. Okay, so we cover all. I'm just going to quickly check that all of the indicator instances are replicated with studies. Okay, 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 and okay. So this is done. This file is done. And this is the last guy. This is the last guy. So let's see what is it about. Okay, I'm not sure that it will be easy to replicate things here. Because I will need to abstract this, but first I need to understand what was the intention with this install product. Okay, so I can close all of the other guys. This function will install the product in available trading minds as a process dependent for the trading bot. Previously installed trading mind data type for market. So where can you run the install product? My guess is that it's here, install product. Okay. So this is a script created in order for you to uh, when you are creating a new product, to install the product and the charts and everywhere without the need to reinstall the market. Okay, probably that's the intention. So the product belongs to an indicator, but essentially now a product can also belong to a study. So here there is a lot of mention of indicator bot, but in fact what it means is the parent bot. Okay, so this variable is essentially not indicator bot but product parent bot. Okay, so just by replacing this list goes down enormously. Okay, so here we have a function to create the indicator bot at a task if not present. So my guess is that we are going to switch because the parent bot now product parent bot. So it can be an indicator or it can be this is the way that I'm going to switch type case indicator bot, that is this. If it is one of these, then we are going to do exactly the same thing we are doing here. That is this. And case study bot, then we are going to do a new thing that is not still here. And the same switch, I'm going to place it here too. Okay, so this is going to go inside here. And this is going to go inside here. So for this to work, I need to replace this for study, and here study, and this guy goes here, and this like this. And in this case, it's going to be similar. Study and study, and create study, study. Okay, and then we have to go to this function these two functions, and we are going to create a version for studies. So in this case, we are going to find in selection indicator and replace it by study with capital check-in, so these 5 instances will be replaced. Okay, so very good. And then indicator with lower replaced by study lower. Two instances, and that's it. Okay, well, and as far as I can see, this was the adaptation of this huge procedure. Okay, okay, now it looks beautiful. And I hope it's going to work. Okay, so these were the modifications done at the UI folder. So these are all the mentions of indicators at the UI folder of the foundation project. There is a very small chance that there is mention somewhere else. Maybe I should do a test like, well, first let me commit this. Foundations UI folder update to studies. So let me send a message 1 second. Okay, all good. What I'm going to do is to open another folder from another project that might have maybe some reference to this. For example, the education project. I really don't think, but let's just check it out. No, this doesn't have any. Data mining, maybe, yeah. This. Indicator. Okay, this might have something because obviously it's data mining. Are all dependencies. This is very good. Okay, so this is solved. I don't really understand what it's doing, but that's not my problem right now. And what else? Data mining, community plugins. Let's check this one. Okay, no. Okay, there's something here, but this is related to dynamic indicators, not indicators per se. So we don't need this. Well, and I guess that anything else we're going to find out when something doesn't really work. Okay? So this is all for now. Um, okay, let's recap what we did. What we're trying to do here is to introduce the concept of study bot. That is a bot that will have available all the information from all markets, all exchanges, to process that as data sources. And it will create uh, another data source, of course. So first we work on the definitions of the nodes that we will need, the schemas, the icons, both of the task and the data mine. And after that, we worked on the code of the user interface. Okay, everywhere where indicator word was mentioned and the user interface modules, we adapted to consider also study bots. At the next video, I'm going to do something similar with the code that runs at the transaction server or the task server. Transactions. Okay, so that is going to be the work for the next video. And once we have that, we are going to be able to run a study bot exactly in the same way that we run an indicator bot. And once we are there, we're going to be able to adapt the code of the study bot so that it can have access to all markets of all exchanges. And then we're done. Okay, so thank you for watching this episode and see you the next time. Bye.